Welcome back to my channel. Is this really possible? Yes, it is possible. Even though the only information given to us is that this is a regular hexagon of side 5. What regular hexagon means is that the sides are equal. Okay, so here is 5, 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 and here is 5. And this meets this at its center. Okay, these two sides is at the center, meets at the center of this circle. Like I said, please, this is not drawn to scale. And we are asked to find length x. Please, I would like you to take your time and concentrate so that you understand what I'm doing. Don't get bored at the end or before the end of this video, okay? First of all, before we kickstart, permit me to write out some things. I don't like memorizing things, or will I say I forget a lot. So I have a pattern of remembering anything I'm doing in terms of my formulas and everything. So I need to write out my sign 60, 30, and 45, because 60, 30, and 45 in short form. So I will do this thing, make a table. This is sine 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. And this is for cos. Okay, now let's derive that. I know I have to write 1, 2, 3 over 2 over 2 over 2. Now this is root and this is root. So that is it for sine. Now for cos, I'll just reverse it. Like I said, I don't cram a lot. I have a lot on my head, so I tend to forget quickly. So I'll repeat this backwards. So having said that, that simply means that sine 30 is half. So sine 30 is half, and sine 60, because that is all we will need, sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Now similarly, cos 30 is this, root 3 over 2, and sine 30, and cos 60, sorry, is half. Okay, so they interchange. Yeah, now having written that, I can clean this so that anytime I need this, I'm picking it straight from this place. Like I said, I don't retain some memories. I don't. All right, now look at what we have on the board. It's going to be a long ride, so let us watch to the end. First of all, let us draw this diagonal from here to here. All right, so let's name this A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so we have EDC. The angle we have here for angle EDC, remember that if you want to get the internal angle of any regular polygon, the formula is n minus 2 multiplied by 180 divided by n. Okay, the interior angle of any regular polygon. So this is a hexagon. That means we have n as 6, sorry. So this is equal to 6 minus 2 multiplied by 180 over 6. N means the sides. So we have 4 brackets 180 divided by 6. So this will give us 180 divided by 6 is what? 30. And 30 times 4 is 120 degrees. So it means that the interior angle is 120. So here is 120 degrees. Okay, let's clean this. We don't need too much this thing here. Now remember that the sides of this hexagon are equal. So this is 5 and this is 5. It simply means that triangle ECD is an isosceles triangle. And if ECD is an isosceles triangle, the base angles are equal. Okay, ECD is an isosceles triangle. Yes, so it means that the base angle should be 30 and this should be 30 as well. All right, now can we get CE? Let's find angle CE. We can find the length CE using the sine rule. So the sine rule states that A over sine A is equal to B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. So let us use this here. So we want to get EC. So if we say ED over sine 30, right, that is 5 over sine 30, it should be equal to this place which we are looking for, EC over sine 120. Okay, so if we cross multiply, EC is 5 sine 120 divided by sine 30. Now for sine 120, remember that sine 180 minus theta is equal to sine theta. Okay, now sine 120 is equal to sine 180 minus 60. So this implies that sine 120 is equal to sine 60. Okay, and what is sine 60? We are picking it from here, root 3 over 2. So we are going to replace sine 120 with sine 60. All right, like I said, pick your popcorn, because this is going to be it's not going to be too long, but it's going to be long and you are going to enjoy it as well. So this is equal to, this implies that EC is 5 multiplied by, so sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Okay, now divided by sine 30 is half. So EC is 5 root 3 over 2 times, if I want to multiply, I will take the inverse of half, 2 over 1. So it means that EC is 5 root 3. So EC is 5 root 3. Yeah, very important. Now, it simply means that each diagonal of this particular hexagon is what? 5 root 3. Remember that since this is a regular polygon, the diagonals are equal. So it means that if I join OE should be equal to EC, because they are what? Diagonals. So it means that OE is also equal to 5 root 3. So this is 5 root 3. All right. Now, if we join O to the meeting point between this circle and this tangent EB, this is E. Okay. So note that EB is a tangent. So if I draw a straight line from the center of this circle to this point, let's call it point P. Okay, OP is the radius of this circle and 90 degrees is formed here. Yes, remember that in a circle of center 0 and a tangent AB touches the circle at just one point, if you draw a straight line from the center to the point of contact between the circle and the tangent, 90 degrees is formed. So this is where this 90 degrees is coming from. Now also, since we are told that this is a regular hexagon, now I don't want you to be confused. Just be following me step by step. Okay, I will be explaining any particular thing I'm getting, I'm explaining it. So you don't need to be confused. By the time we put everything together, we'll be able to get EB, which is X, that we are asked to find. We're almost close to the solution. So stick there, don't get tired. All right. So that means that if this is a regular hexagon, FE is 5, then OF is 5 as well, right? Yes. So OF is the radius of this circle and OP is also the radius of this circle. So OP is also 5. I told you I'll be explaining each thing, everything. So OP is 5. Now, Remember that we already know that internal angle of this is 120, right? So here is 120. That means here is 30 degrees as well. Okay? Now, if we call this angle alpha and call this angle beta, now I want you to look at angle E. I'm going to clean this. Take your time and look at angle E. Everything here, angle E. Remember that it is also equal to the interior angle of this hexagon. Okay, so everything should be equal to 120, right? Now, angle E is equal to 120 degrees. Okay, now we have 30 plus alpha plus beta plus 30. Everything should be 120, right? Plus alpha plus beta plus 30. Everything should be 120. So we have 30 plus 30 is 60. So we have alpha plus beta plus 60 is equal to 120. Okay? Now, this 60, if we transfer it to this side, we have alpha plus beta is 120 minus 60. So alpha plus beta is equal to 60. So if you want to get beta in terms of alpha, beta is 60 minus alpha. All right, so beta is 60 minus alpha. Okay, so we are going to keep that aside and clean this to write it out very well. Now, if this is the first time you are seeing this amazing channel, please click the subscription button, turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss our videos. Okay, give us a thumbs up if you are actually enjoying this video, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. Tune in at your convenience. There must be something new for you to watch by God's grace. Okay, thank you very much. So this is what we have, that beta is 60 minus alpha. Now, this is where the whole thing starts. Okay, let us consider triangle OEP. For triangle OEP, using the Pythagorean theorem, 5 root 3 squared should be equal to 5 squared plus EP squared. Okay, so 5 squared is 25, root 3 squared is 3, is equal to 25 plus EP squared. So we have this coming here is going to be 25 multiplied by 3, okay, then minus 25 is equal to EP squared. So if we factorize 25 out, 25 times 3 divided by 25 will remain 3, minus 25 divided by 25 is 1, is equal to EP squared. So we have 25 multiplied by 2 is equal to EP squared. So if we take square root of both sides, we have that EP will be square root of 25 multiplied by 2. Okay? So if we solve further, we have that EP is 5 root 2. 5 root 2. So from E to P is 5 root 2. So we have 5 root 2. Now we are done. Yes. Trust me when I say we are done. We are close to the answer. Once we have gotten all these things, we are very close to the answer. So we are going to get our cos beta. Okay, so cos beta is the same thing as cos 60 minus alpha. Okay, but remember that cos A minus B is equal to cos A cos B cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. Okay, cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So that simply means that It simply means that cos 60 minus alpha is cos 60 cos alpha plus sine 60 sine alpha. Okay, so this is equal to, now remember that cos 60 is half. Now what is cos alpha? We need to get that, and we need to get sine alpha as well. So let's pause here and get cos alpha and sine alpha. So this is our triangle EOP. Let me draw it out for easy understanding. EPO. This is our alpha, right? Yes, this is our alpha. Then EP is 5 root 2. This is 90 degrees. Okay, not drawn to scale, sorry. This is 90 degrees, as you can see. This is 5. And from here to here, EO or OE is 5 root 3. So from here, let's get our cos alpha and sine alpha. So cos alpha is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, right? Now the adjacent is 5 root 2 over the hypotenuse is 5 root 3. So it means that cos alpha is root 2 over root 3. Okay, so let us write it here. Cos alpha is root 2 over root 3. Now let us talk about sine alpha. Okay, so sine alpha is equal to, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so the opposite is 5 and the hypotenuse is 5 root 3. So this, we divide this, we have that sine alpha is equal to 1 over root 3. Okay, so we'll write it here. Sine alpha is 1 over root 3. Now we are done. I keep saying that and you feel I'm joking, right? No, I'm not. So let us go ahead and solve what we have on the board. All right. Now cos 60 is what? Cos 60 is half. And cos alpha is root 3 over root 2. Plus sine 60 is root 3 over root 2. Multiplied by sine alpha is 1 over root 3. So this is equal to, that is cos beta is equal to 1 times root 3 is root 3 over 2 root 2. Sorry, this is cos alpha. Cos alpha is root 2 over root 3. I wrote something else. This is root 2, this is root 3. So we are going to have 1 times root 2 is root 2, 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3, plus root 3 times 1 is root 3, root 2 times root 3 is sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Sorry, I keep making mistakes. So this is root 3 over 2 root 3. Because root 3 times 1 is root 3, 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3. All right. Now, this is equal to what? Root 3 plus root 2 divided by, they share the same denominator, 2 root 3. Now, that is what we have by cos. So we have that cos beta is equal to root 3 plus root 2 divided by 2 root 3. Now, if we decide to get cos beta without this whole drama, okay? So I'm going to write this out somewhere. I think we are done with this. I think, but to avoid confusion, let me write the answer we got here. So cos beta is root 3 plus root 2. I know you can't see this. Divided by 2 root 3. Okay? All right, now let me clean this to get the final part of our journey. The final part. Okay, now let us consider triangle EBC. EBC. Triangle EBC. So if we draw it out, this is B, this is C. Now, EC is 5√3, right? EB is the X we are looking for. This is our beta. And BC is not given. So if we consider this triangle and say cos beta, it should be equal to the adjacent, which is 5√3, over the hypotenuse, which is X. Okay? So remember that initially we got cos beta. The first one we saw, we got cos beta as √3 plus √2 divided by 2√3. And here we also have cos beta to be equal to 5√3 divided by X. So you can see that both of them are equal to the same value. So we can say that this is equal to that. So we are going to equate that and use it to get our X. Have you given us a thumbs up yet? If not, please do that. Thank you very much. So please, you need to do that because I really put a lot of energy and a lot of studies to bring this together for you. Okay? All right. Now, we have √3 plus √2 divided by 2√3 is equal to 5√3 divided by X. So let me clean all this. Now, we can say that X is equal to 2√3 multiplied by 5√3 divided by what? √3 plus √2. So X will be equal to 2 times 3 is 10, √3 times √3 is 3, divided by √3 plus √2. So this is equal to 30 divided by √3 plus √2. Now we can go ahead and rationalize, or we can just key in this into the calculator and see what we are going to get. So let me use my calculator and do that. Okay, I went to get my calculator. Now 10 times 3 is 30 divided by √3 will give us 1.732 plus √2 is 1.14. I thought I don't cram things. √2 is 1.414. Okay, so this is equal to 30 divided by, so 1.414 plus 1.732. So we have 3.146. Now if we solve this, 30 divided by 3.146 approximately, we are going to have 9.54 as the value of our X. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.